Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be continuing what if Rick was never in a coma in The Walking Dead. So let's get into it. So we start off with Daryl still on the same place that he encountered the Reapers, and then the Commonwealth ended up there, and Mercer is still questioning Daryl. But Daryl just ignores Mercer, and we see Rick. And Rick thinks something bad has happened to Daryl, Jesse, and Sam because they were supposed to be back by this time. So Rick's gonna go out and look for them. Rick ends up taking a couple people with him. Those people would be... He's going with Ron and also Negan and also Morgan. And these four are gonna go look for Daryl, Sam, and Jesse. Well, mostly Daryl because Jesse and Sam are dead. And they get to the spot where Daryl was hunting at, and they see Jesse and Sam dead, and they see Daryl being questioned by a couple of people. The Commonwealth guards would see Rick and the others, and they'd start firing at them. But Rick and the others are able to kill them. But Mercer escapes, and Reed sees Rick, and Rick sees a walker, but this isn't just some random walker, it's Lori's walker. And Lori's walker would start walking towards Rick, and Rick, he just can't shoot her. And Rick would have tears in his eyes from seeing Lori as a walker, because everyone knows that, okay, I'm not even gonna say, okay, we all know that Lori and Rick were, okay, they were in a relationship, and they were like husband and wife, and that's how Carl was born. I mean, it's pretty obvious, I just kind of couldn't find my words there. And Rick would raise up his gun, and we'd see Lori's walker getting closer and closer, and Rick would look at Lori's walker one last time, and Rick ends up pulling the trigger, and Lori falls to the ground dead. Well, she was already dead because she was a walker. And Daryl would tell Rick that there are some people in the woods that are watching them. And those people come out of the woods, and it's more of the Commonwealth guards, and they've been sent to kill the group. And another guy would come out of the woods, and he has a walkie-talkie in his hand, and he'd say a name, and that name is Pamela. They're here. And that's when the man would pull out a gun, and he'd say his name is Lance, and a woman would come out with a kid. And that woman is the leader of the Commonwealth, and her name's Pamela, and her son Sebastian. And Merle is in the same area as the group, because he was out hunting as well, just in a different area. And he'd see Rick and the others and the Commonwealth. So Merle would come out the woods and he'd shoot someone. Merle shot Sebastian in the leg, and Sebastian would fall to the ground, and he wouldn't be dead, but a walker would get Sebastian's neck and bite him, which kills Sebastian. And now Pamela, seeing that Merle has just shot her son and ended up just basically killing him, she'd take out her gun, and she would tell all the Commonwealth guards to start firing at them. And Mercer would be there as well, but he'd see that Pamela is wrong, so obviously he'd start shooting some of the Commonwealth guards, and he'd start helping the group. And this is much earlier. We're still in episode 3 of season 11. And Negan would end up taking down Negan ends up taking down most of the Commonwealth guards because he's the only one who has an assault rifle, because the other people in the group, they just have pistols or something, and like Daryl has a crossbow, so yeah, Negan's the only one with an assault rifle. And there'd be a car in the distance, and Lance would get in it, and he'd get Pamela to get in there as well, and they'd both ride off to go back to the Commonwealth. So they escape. Rick would shoot their car, but they'd still end up escaping because the Commonwealth cars were pretty strong in the original, so just a couple Python bullets can't do much. Anyways, Rick and the others would return back to Alexandria and the other communities that they live at. And Pope, he's really mad about all this happening, Leah's death and all. So Pope would send Carver to find Rick and his people's community, and in which Carver would agree. And Carver would take a couple of Reapers with him. And when Carver finds one of the communities, it's not Alexandria he finds, or Kingdom, or Sanctuary. It's Hilltop. And Carver and the Reapers hide in the bushes, but we all know that Jesus is the leader of Hilltop in like season 9, so we're in season 11, and Jesus would see Carver and the other Reapers, so Jesus would go out with some of the other Hilltop people, and we get our dream fight, Jesus versus Carver. And this fight would be totally like insane, but because they're both maybe like the best fighters in the whole Walking Dead, but in the fight, Jesus would come on top. But Jesus doesn't know who Carver or the Reapers are, so he'd let them go. And this is a warning from Jesus, but because we know that Jesus didn't want to kill anyone, and he stopped Morgan from killing the Saviors back in season 8, but this is not really that Jesus anymore, because Jesus survives. So Jesus would give them a warning this time. And Rick would send a little Timmy and the Dickper gang, and also Richard and Owen, and also Jared, and also Gavin to go find the Reapers or the Commonwealth, one of them. And they find the Commonwealth, and all the Commonwealth guards come out and they stand beside Lance. Lance gets out his gun and he'd shoot one of the members of the group. And who did Lance shoot? It's Richard. And all the other Commonwealth guards would gun down everyone there. Little Timmy and his Dickper gang, and also Owen and Jared and also Gavin are all killed by the Commonwealth guards. And that'll be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and bye-bye.